This is the video that goes along with 1-4 checking engine oil level. The first thing they're asking for you to do is your name and class period. Then it's moving to the vehicle year, make, and model. I'm just going to show you that usually the make and the model will be on the trunk and what type of package it has. Sometimes it'll be specific to limited edition or something different. Year, model year, doesn't necessarily mean when it was built. It means what year of model it is, which changes in, they call it the Julian date. And when a car was built after August, it's the next model year. So if you look on the door of the car, that's one way to find out. That one won't open. They'll have a sticker inside the door jamb. And this one's pretty faded, but this will give you the model production date. So that was 9/95. That actually means that this particular vehicle is going to be a 96. Another way to tell is if you look at the under the hood decal, this vehicle conforms to EPA and California regulations applicable to the 1996 model year. So this, what they call the emissions decal, it always says catalyst on it and has what the emission systems on the vehicle are included on this tag. If you can't find either of those because it's been wrecked or they've had body work done or this sticker's gone and the door's so badly faded, they have a VIN number. Every vehicle after 1981 has a 17-digit VIN number. I'm looking in the windshield in the corner, which is nice because you can access it from outside. If you count over 10 digits, that is the model year of the vehicle. Now the 10th digit is coded, meaning that it doesn't say this is a 96. It'll give you a letter, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So the 10th digit is a T. Right there. If you come over to this chart, VIN number, year, code, the 10th digit. So if we go down to T, we find it is a 96, or in the future it's going to be a 2026. During the 2000s, very cleverly coded as the digit is the year of the vehicle. So that's how you can get to the model year. Engine oil. First they're asking about engines, so let's talk about how to tell what the cylinders of an engine are. Here's an old shop engine. This has one spark plug per cylinder. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spark plugs. This is an inline 6-cylinder engine. This engine is called a V8. It has 4 cylinders on each side, and it's a V8. There are V6s also, and Subarus are what's called a horizontally opposed, or a pancake engine. They lay flat, 2 pistons running one direction, 2 pistons running the other direction, and they lay a very low profile. Volkswagens use those for many, many years. So this happens to be a 6-cylinder I'm showing you. That's an old engine. The newer engines, spark plugs might be in the top of the engine. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is an inline engine. If they're asking for the engine size, this is a 2200 cubic centimeter engine. It'd be 2.2 liters. And if it's cubic inches, I would have to convert that. It takes about 60 cubic inches to make a liter. So if you multiply the 2.2 times 60, that would give you roughly, just off the top of my head, 230 cubic inches, something like that. Okay, so that kind of gets you going on the, so recommended viscosity, that's going to be talking about lot of times this cap where you put the oil into the engine will tell you what the viscosity is supposed to be. API is a little different. That's the American Petroleum Institute. That will take a little bit of research, and it's a little harder to find. We have a video that we'll do if we haven't done it yet for Valvoline. We'll probably need to have that discussion or look up. But API, American Petroleum Institute, it's going to be a couple of letters that designate, it's kind of the generation of oil, and if it's for gas or diesel engine. Working your way down through the sheet here, we do not need to run the engines. If you've ran the engine to get the oil to circulate through it, then they tell you to leave it shut off so the oil can drain back into the drain pan. Dipstick. When you're trying to find a dipstick, the newer design, they coat it with a yellow dipstick, and many times the transmission is in red if it's an automatic transmission. So generally yellow is for the engine dipstick. When you pull it out, which I'm not going to do because my hands are full, that's what the end's going to look like on the back of your paper, and that gives you an idea of if it's low, if it's needs to have oil added to it, or if it's in the operating range where you see the perforation on the paper. Next thing they'll ask is, when should the oil change be done in the future? And for this part of the assignment, we are just doing what's called a severe service mileage interval, and that means that most of us are severe service drivers and you need to change your oil more often. So that's the range, the date and mileage, time and mileage that we're going to use for the next oil change. So if you can see what the current mileage is on the car, and then we're going to hypothetically tell the customer to come back in the required amount of mileage to change the oil for the next oil change, and that's what we'll use on this particular assignment. We don't need to worry too much about all this chart and box. And then there's a question on the back you want to look at also. Okay, that should help you with the 1-4 check oil level. Good luck. Morning, Todd. President's Day, go home. Oh. Oh my goodness. All hands on deck.